Hey, how are you guys doing? I wanted to just recap on what I spoke about on my video yesterday. If you haven't checked that video out, definitely go and check the video out. What I put on this time around will be better. This time around will be different for you because, like I said, you will be different. This time around will be better for you because you have gained experience. You have learned something from that time that you experienced the same thing before. You came out better than when you went in. You know, a lot of times things happen because it's to strengthen us and to help us to be better than what we were before. I think it says in Ecclesiastes 1:33, if I'm not mistaken, that there's nothing new under the sun. And I didn't even really think about that much and meditate on that until maybe 2 days ago when God just gave that word to me. And I was just sitting on my sofa and he said, this time around it'll be different. And I was like, what does that mean? And I meditated on that a little bit. And as I began to meditate on it and really think about it, I had the thought in my mind of, man, everything always happens. You know what I'm saying? The same things happen. So that word to me means there's nothing new under the sun, that we all experience some of the same things over and over and over and over again. Some of us may not experience some of the things that other people experience, but there's somebody in this world who has already experienced some of the things that you're just now experiencing in your life. That's what it means. It's nothing new under the sun. Like everything has already been done. The same seasons come over and over again. You see the same things that you already saw before, and you experience some of the same things that you already experienced. So it's all about how we go through things. You know, when you get those things that come to you, depending on how you go through them, will depend on how long you have to stay in them. It will depend on if you have to see that same thing over again. But if you do see it over again, you've already experienced it. So you're already equipped and know how to handle that situation because you've already been through it before. So when we go through things, we're not to just go through them and just want to rush our way through them. We're supposed to take our time, not saying that you want to stay in something that's not good for you, that doesn't feel good to you, but you're supposed to be in something and learn something from it and develop from that thing. So once it comes again around your way again, when you're faced with that same thing again, you're better able to handle it. You're more equipped to handle. You're able to help somebody else to be able to handle some of the same thing you've already experienced because you've already been through them before. You've already been down that road. You've already experienced. So this time around it'll be different for you. It's going to be better for you because you are better, because you are different. So I want to keep just God just having me just to sit on this for a little bit, just to continue to elaborate on this even more. You know, so my next upcoming videos will probably be on this subject. Because sometimes we hear stuff one time and we think that's good enough. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we have to hear things over and over and over again. So, you know, we can't just hear the word and just only be able to then just follow through or be good. You know what I'm saying? Faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing the word of God. So you got to continue to just hear and hear and hear. You know what I'm saying? We got to continue to sometimes hear these things, because at this time hearing this word, you may be like, oh man, wow, yeah. And then a day from now or a couple hours from now, you know, you may be faced with something and you may forget all about this word. So, you know, we're supposed to meditate on the word day and night, because meditating on it helps to keep it fresh in our mind, helps to keep us, you know what I'm saying, in tune with the word of God. Because life happens and seasons change. You know, like now it's raining, you know, tomorrow the sun may be out, then it may have a thunderstorm, then we may see the sun again, it may rain again, it may be hot one day, it's gonna be cold. We're gonna have all of those same seasons over and over and over again. So it's best to prepare for the winter and the summer, prepare for the spring, you know, during the fall season, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, to be prepared for those things that we know are that may come. You know, those things are going to occur because that's what the word says. It's nothing new under the sun. And I don't know if you've even thought about this. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever really thought about how we see some of the same things in life over and over again. But yet when we experience those things again, it's like sometimes it feels like it's the first time we've experienced them, because maybe we didn't learn and grow through it while we were going through it and truly get the lesson that we're supposed to have received from that message or from that time what we experience, we're supposed to have gained something, some knowledge, something to help us, to equip us to be better. So if we see that again, we'll be more equipped to handle that the next time. So I don't know if anybody, like I said, have even thought about that. But I was just thinking on that, and I pray that that helped you, and in your situation. Not meaning that it will make the situation lighter, but just knowing that somebody else has already been faced with what you're faced with, and knowing that anything that you're in, that once you go through it again, go through it a little bit differently. Say, well, last time I act a monkey. Last time I act a plum fool. Last time I showed out. Last time I did this and this and this and that. That time I did. But you know what? This time around, I'm going to faith my way through it. This time around, I'm going to, sometimes we're to be, it's a time to speak, is a time to be quiet. So sometimes, maybe if every time before you would talk, maybe this time you go through it and you be silent. Last time, if you spent more time being quiet, maybe this is a time where you need to speak up. Sorry, if it's a time for you to be still, or if it's a time for you to put forth some action. If you didn't do that before, but now you have another opportunity, this time, what will you do different than what you did before? This time around, it's going to be different, but are you different? You got to be different, because this time around can be different, and it's going to be different as long as you are different, long as you are doing something different than you did before. So what is it this time that you will do different than you did before? When you face this same situation, whether it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, if it was a year ago, what can you do different now than you did then? What will you do differently? Because this time around it's going to be different. But you got to be different. You got to think before you react. Sometimes we react so quickly off our feelings or emotions before we sit down and really just think about it and think it through, to say, is this something that I need to respond to? Is this something that I need to act this way with? Or is this something that I need to just sit on? Hello guys, I wanted to finish up the video